Hello, my name is Frank Milic. I am the Science Coordinator at Mount St Joseph Milperra, and I have been teaching chemistry here for several years. I've also been a HSC marker for several years, and I'm going to present to you some information about Year 11 and 12 chemistry. So what is chemistry about? Chemistry is about the elements and compounds that are all around us. It's the study of matter, specifically how matter changes. Doing chemistry will allow you to learn about why the things around us behave the way they do. Some examples of this are explaining why an egg changes when you fry it, or why your non-stick pan is non-sticky. Chemistry explains how soap and shampoo make you clean, and how the petrol in the bus or car gets you to school. Year 11 chemistry. You studied chemistry in years 7 to 10 in these science topics, without even realising sometimes. Year 7, Water for Life. You would have studied mixtures and learnt about solids and liquids and gases. Year 8, you learned about chemical structures, where you were introduced to terms such as compounds, elements, molecules, etc., and some simple chemical changes. Year 9, you studied the chemical world, where you looked at acids and bases, some nuclear chemistry, and the history of the atom. Year 10, you studied types of chemical reactions, and also some new materials that have been made using chemical reactions. So what can you expect in Year 11 chemistry? The Year 11 course is divided into 4 modules. Module 1 is called Properties and Structure of Matter, and it goes through an introduction to chemistry, looking at atoms, compounds, the periodic table, radioactivity, and chemical bonding. Module 2 is an introduction to the quantitative side of chemistry, and here is where we balance equations, look at reactions from a quantitative point of view, perform calculations such as concentration of liquids and other calculations, and also we look at gas behaviour. The third module is called Reactive Chemistry, and here we look at types of reactions, we look at electrochemistry and how batteries and oxidation and reduction work, as well as looking at rates of reaction. And the final Year 11 module is Drivers of Reactions, and this is where we look at the energy changes in reactions. The Year 12 course is divided into 4 modules. Module 1 is all about equilibrium and acid reactions. Module 6 continues on the theme of acid reactions. We look at acids and bases. Module 7 looks at organic chemistry. And Module 8 is about applying chemical ideas. What can I expect in this subject? Firstly, let's look at assessment in chemistry. It's a 2-unit subject. In Year 11, there are 3 formal assessment tasks, and one of those tasks may be a research task, another one is a practical assessment, and there is a final assessment called the final examination at the end of Year 11. There are 4 formal tasks in Year 12, a topic quiz, a research task, practical assessment, and a final examination, which would be the trial HSC. In Year 11, you are required to complete 15 hours of depth study, as well as 15 hours of depth study in Year 12. One question I get asked from students is this subject suited to me? Well, students who succeed in chemistry have a genuine interest in science. They have achieved a high level in Year 9 and 10 science, achieving an A or a B science grade. They have good written communication skills. They can interpret data such as graphs and diagrams. They can work independently and in groups, can make meaningful connections between key concepts in chemistry. They can draw conclusions from results and conclusions from data, and they can solve problems mathematically. The last point, solving problems mathematically, is quite important, as you need to have a high level of numeracy in order to do well in chemistry. Students who succeed in chemistry go on to careers such as forensic science, medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, medical research, occupational health and safety, product design and development, quality control, food, beverage industry, etc. Also in hospitals, health and sports science, and also into STEM, amongst many other career options. Chemistry is a preferred subject or assumed knowledge in numerous courses at university. Some examples include pharmacy at Sydney Uni, assumed knowledge chemistry, also medical science at Sydney University. It is also assumed knowledge for that course, as well as biomedical science at UTS. Chemistry is a recommended study. Forensic science also requires chemistry as a recommended study before undertaking those degrees. It is a lot easier to already complete chemistry in Year 11 and 12 rather than doing a bridging course prior to starting one of these degrees. So I recommend, if you are looking into going into medical science, pharmacy, and any science degree or any science type of degree, that you have chemistry as one of your subjects in Year 11 and 12. Is this subject suited to me? Chemistry is a subject that pairs well with many other subjects. These are some examples. Investigating science. In this subject, you master the skills of working scientifically and can apply some of your knowledge and understanding in chemistry to some of your practical activities and investigations in investigating science. Physics. Much of the content overlaps, such as nuclear chemistry, atomic theory, spectroscopy. Biology is another subject that pairs well with chemistry because of the content overlap in terms of enzymes, catalysts, bonding. Mathematics. This helps you with calculations in chemistry and general reasoning. In Year 12, we offer a 1-unit course called Science Extension. This course would pair well with chemistry, as it would help to extend your knowledge of chemistry and apply it to a major project. Common questions and answers. Myth number 1. I'm not good enough at maths for this. I often get students asking me about the mathematical requirements of chemistry. If you can use a calculator, if you can solve an equation, you should be okay. There's also some manipulation of formulas. The main thing is you need good mathematical reasoning and the ability to solve equations. Often the answer is in the question, you just have to solve it. Myth number 2, chemistry is boring. Well, I don't agree with this, and most of my students don't. This is obviously a matter of taste, but there's a lot more to chemistry than just the periodic table. The practical work is definitely the best part, so discovering why things happen at the atomic level helps you to understand the real world. Myth number 3, chemistry is not useful. I may not go into chemistry when I finish school. Even if you don't go into, let's say, a science degree or anything involving chemistry directly, a good understanding of matter and how it works can help in any career that you undertake. Myth number 4, you can only work in science research. Well, that's not true. Chemists and chemical engineers are some of the most highly paid positions in STEM careers. All types of engineering, any sort of experimental physics, as well as careers in medicine and pharmacology, all require fundamental chemistry. If you're interested in law and science, Macquarie University has a Bachelor of Science with a Bachelor of Laws. It is designed specifically for those who want to have scientific knowledge to complement a legal focus. Myth number 5, it's all just about atoms. While obviously everything ties back to the atomic level, at some point you will learn transferable skills such as expressing yourself in writing, which you may use in English and lots of other subjects, evaluating reliability of information, and particularly secondary source information. This is what you might use in history or other subjects that require research. You'll also learn skills about first-hand investigation as well as critical thinking, and these are just a few things that you'll always find handy in the future. MSJ Chemistry in Action. Here are some testimonials from Year 12 students that are currently studying chemistry. Chemistry gives me a unique insight into the environment around us and what makes us up at a molecular level. It also challenges my skills of deduction and critical thinking, which will be extremely useful for me in the future. For further information or queries, please email myself, Frank Milic, about questions regarding chemistry or any of the sciences. My email address is frank.milic@sid.catholic.edu.au.